Hey everybody, I just wanted to make a Q&A for long-term substitute teachers. I really hope that you have enjoyed this playlist and I really hope it helps. So I asked a bunch of people on my Instagram, almost forgot the social media that I used, and I had asked your questions on long-term subbing. So here are the questions. How do long-term substitute teachers handle discipline? So the one nice thing is, as a long-term sub, it is nice that you can handle discipline. And what I don't mean that in a way like, yeah, like you can bash the student. Like, no. I just mean like it's nice to be like in a position where they trust you to discipline. And as a regular sub, like a day-to-day substitute teacher, you can kind of discipline by like moving their seat or not getting a prize at the end of the day or whatever it is. But it is easier as a long term to handle situations because you are that one of the main authority figures for that kid, for the student. So how I handled a situation in the classroom is with my rules and expectations. So for example, I was in 9th and 10th grade and I had some 10th graders who came late consistently. And I was kind of like just on them. I was just on them. And I was like, you need to be here on time. And it's not like they came in when the bell rang. They would come in like 2-3 minutes after the bell would ring. And I was like, no. So I just noticed one of our new pillows is in the middle of my bed. Sorry. I just immediately gave them a detention. I told them, all of the students, not just the kids who were late, but I would tell them, you have 3 chances to get here before the late bell rings. And after the 3rd one, detention. And that wasn't really my rule, but that was the school rule. And I just kind of made it into my expectations with them as well. Other ways of just handling discipline was just really talking to the students, pulling them aside, asking them if they're okay. Is something going on that I'm not aware of, and just being genuine about them as a person. And if it was something that I felt like I couldn't handle, I would ask their guidance counselor or talk to their guidance counselor, have them go, or talk to the principal about it and see how I should go about it. And that's how I handled it. So really, you can handle discipline in a lot of different ways. I just hope that you would be kind about it, be fair and consistent. What should I do on the first day as a long-term sub? So your very first day, you should introduce yourself. That's important. Get to know the students. You can have a first day, like, celebration, we can call it. And it could be fun games, getting to know you. A lot of teachers love to do like Kahoot games, different games, getting to know the kids as well. Like two truths and a lie, things like that. And building the rapport with the kids, and then also setting those expectations right then and there on that first day so that the kids know what to expect, and so that they know like not to overstep that boundary, even though sometimes they're going to test the waters. How do I take over someone's class without chaos? Okay, so great question. Chaos, probably always there. I think first off, talk to the teacher. If you're coming in mid-year, whatever it is, maybe it is in the beginning of the year, but like you got to have contact with the teacher. My suggestion would be talk to him, say, what is it that you expect of me, whatever, and go from there. I would this is going to be your classroom for the time being, but you never want to like overstep the boundaries of the actual teacher as well. So they could have some things that they want you to do. But on top of that, like with the whole chaos, class management, getting to know the students, then and building that rapport for sure. That is what's really going to help you. It might be chaotic day 1, but day 5, you will see probably a shift of students being like, okay, I really like this teacher. Like, she's cool, he's cool, whatever. So yeah, what if students don't take me seriously? Okay, so I have had friends who've quit their substitute teaching, their long-term sub position, due to the kids not taking them seriously. Not only not taking them seriously, just being rude to them, to the point that they were like, I'm out of here. Like, I cannot do this. And unfortunately, that happens. What I would say, my best advice is just try your best. It's hard to be like, remember your why, when you're going through like a really hard time. Some of the students are just downright rude. I don't know why. And you may run into that. I don't want you to think that like class management could help it. It could. Building that rapport could help as well, but there's just sometimes it's out of your control. But again, just show up professionally. Tell the kids your expectations and discipline where you need to be, where they need to be, I did not say that right. Discipline where it needs to be disciplined. That's what I'm trying to say. And just do the best that you can. If it is too hard for you, talk to the principal and see like, hey, this student is really disrespectful. Like, it's making me not even want to go into the class anymore. And see if they can help you through it. What if the teacher leaves no lesson plans? So this, if you didn't know, when you're a long-term sub, you will have no lesson plans. Or they could have lesson plans and the teacher was very organized and on top of it. If you don't have any lesson plans, you need to know what the curriculum is because you're teaching. Hi, Gracie. Kitty. On top of that, talk to the other teachers. There's probably a team of people, or a team of people, but of course they're people, but you should be like with a team of teachers, elementary through high school, really, and they will help you through it. The principal can help you through it, but just so you know, there are times where you do need to make the lesson plans. And if you have to write the lesson plans, don't freak out or anything. It's not the end of the world. Lesson plans can be hard, but it's not something you can't handle. I would suggest looking at the curriculum, writing down, okay, this is like the topics, whatever, and then find a fun activity, find lessons that you can teach through, if that makes sense. So like, for example, if you're social studies and you're doing geography and you're like, okay, mapping would be fine, they can do that, but like, what if I want to make it into a project? Make it into a project. You could do group work. Like, whatever it is, be creative and have fun with it. Can I say no to a long-term sub position? Of course you can say no. And we're all different. To me, I really loved being in the long-term positions, and I loved, sounds weird, I loved having the kids that were like tough. It made me feel like my money was not running away from me. If that makes sense. I was working for that money. But you can say no. And you can quit a long-term sub position as well. I would try to like not quit. And that could be a different topic if you want me to, but saying no, you have the right to say no. There could be multiple long-term sub offers that you get. And that would be awesome. Like, congratulations to you, but you'd have to pick one, especially if they're at the same time. So, but yeah, you can say no. Can I do a class project or a field trip? Of course. So if you have the lesson plans done for you, there's probably class projects, but when you are the teacher and you're making the lesson plans, be creative. Class projects are great if they're individual or if they're with groups. Do what's best for you and for your students and have fun with it. The field trips, of course you can do them. I have no idea if you can just come up with a field trip. I have no idea, but a lot of the times the teachers already have that like planned. So like sometimes they go to the symphony, and then sometimes they go see, like in our school district, they go and see Scrooge during like before holiday break. And then other ones like the zoo, they go to the aviary. I'm in Pittsburgh, if you can tell. With the aviary, especially Phipps Conservatory, like they do different things. So that might already be planned. What if I don't know the subject? So if you don't know the subject, don't panic. One thing that I would say is I really hope that you do know the subject because you're going to be teaching it. I think there's one thing of like knowing a topic. Let's just pick World War II. I am fantastic at learning World War II stuff. I have a interest in history. However, teaching it, those kids would flunk. I don't mean that rudely, but like, you don't want me teaching that. So now, if I had to be in a long-term sub position, because I want that, maybe the money was good or whatever, and I was put in a social studies class for that, I would sit down, look at the curriculum, and figure it out. But it's important to know it. Now, you're not, and what I mean know it is like how a teacher would know the subject. You're a human being. You're not going to know everything, and you're not going to have like all of the knowledge in the world of that subject. But it's important that you do know it. Okay. So like that happened to me. I was in family and consumer science, and I was really confused about why they wanted me there. I was like, I can cook, but I've never taught someone to cook. Like what? So, it happens. If that does happen to you, the teachers are really, really, really helpful. Obviously, Pinterest is going to be your best friend. Anything on the internet, YouTube it, learn, and have a good time. But yeah, I think it is better if you do know the subject. So for me, my strong point, health and physical education. I would go there versus me being in honors math, because I can do 1 + 1, but you tell me to do calculus? No. The last one I have for you. Do you need to be certified to be a long-term sub? So this one I think goes 1 for the state and 1 for the district. In my position, in my district, I'm in Pennsylvania. A lot of them say you have to read the description, like, and definitely read it out, because at first, I was reading like a bachelor's degree, and it's like, so someone who has a bachelor's degree, they'd be like, oh great, I can do this job. But then at the bottom it says this selected candidate needs to have a Pennsylvania certification in, let's just say, health and physical education. So you have to keep reading to know. If you don't see it, call the school, call the district, and ask. Others, you don't need a certification, or more, what I mean is you would have an emergency permit or a 30-day permit type thing. And that would depend on your state as well, because some states do, like, you can't be in the same classroom for 30 days or 20 days, something like that. So that would be something I would say that you ask the district, specifically human resources, so that you're getting the correct answer. And when you look for a job, wonder if I can pull this up. I don't know. Bear with me 1 sec. Okay. Woo. Okay. I'm going to look up our district. Okay. Careers. So I know that there is a long-term special education. It's under professional. Okay. So here's, I don't know if you're going to see this. The top one here is a teacher position. So that's emotional support. And then here it would say autistic support and life skills support, long-term substitute teacher. So for us, this is, they use Frontline for finding the jobs, or like to list the job. Okay, so if you click, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, here it says attachments. Got a great view of my nose there. So you'll hit special education teacher. This will pop up. Okay, this is what is really important for you to read. Now, some of them you'd be like, WTF, I don't care about lifting and all that stuff, because I don't either. But what I mean by that is, okay, I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna get nice and personal. Okay, so education and or experience. It's like backwards to you guys probably, I'm sorry. Bachelor's degree required. Experience in special education is preferred. Okay, but you go down and you see certifications, licenses, and registrations. Pennsylvania State Teaching Certification in Special Education is required. To be highly qualified, you must also have an elementary certification or a secondary core content area certification in English, math, social studies, and science. And then your clearances and other certification is good. So that's why it's really important. Go on to your website, your school's website, and look. There should hopefully be an attachment like that. And you would be able to see what is required of you. Okay. Now that we got up close and personal, I really hope that this helped you guys. I absolutely enjoy long-term subbing, and I know you will too. Good luck to you. If you have any questions, comment down below, or not text me, but DM me on Instagram. I'm at Alexa the Subcoach _. So I will see you in the next video.